and so I don't have my visuals or anything. But
what is your visual aid going to be?
I'm going to bring a Coke can, an empty Coke can.
Okay.
And I had a couple little cars, and I had a couple of toy trains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably have something there. Because I remember when my son was that little. Okay. When do you want me to start?
Whenever you're ready.
Just whenever? Okay. Okay. Well, today I want to talk to you guys about railroad tracks and trains. It's something that we all see and we all know what a train is, but do we really know how dangerous a train can be? I was very shocked when I started researching some of the information about train accidents and kind of the damage that a train can cause to a vehicle. Very, very interesting. I found out while researching this topic that every 180 minutes, either a vehicle or a passenger is hit by a train in the United States.
Whoa.
Isn't that strange? I never would have thought. And I hear people all the time talking about, the train comes through the town, at 3 o'clock every afternoon. And I think so many people kind of set their watch by that they get real complacent when they get up to the railroad tracks. And unfortunately, that's not true. Trains do not run on a schedule. They can be on any track at any given time, going in any direction, either direction. We've got in Mustang, we've got one train that always goes east. I've never seen it go in any other direction, but it always goes east. But it very well could go the opposite direction. When approaching railroad tracks, you should always expect a train. A freight train takes 5,280 feet to stop if it's going 55 miles an hour. And the weight ratio of a train to a vehicle is comparable to a car to an empty can of soda. It's a 4,000 to 1 ratio. And the 5,280 feet is more than 18 football fields long.
Small.
Yeah, long way. So, those are issues that no one ever really talks about that are so very important. And I think when there are train accidents, I think they do everything they can to keep them out of the media, which makes it difficult to get information out to the public. So they are very, very dangerous. There are 3 things you should never do. Of course, on a train track, and I hope no one would ever do them, but you should never pass another vehicle. If you're driving a standard transmission, you should never shift gears while crossing the tracks, and you definitely should never stop. If your vehicle stalls, you should get out of your vehicle, leave it on the tracks, notify the authorities. In every railroad crossing, you'll see a little silver building that sits off on the side of the road, and it has a sign on there with the DOT number, and it has a 1-800 number that you would call if you had a vehicle that stalled on the track. So you would call that number and you would give them the DOT number. They would know immediately exactly where you were at. They would notify the railroad system and the local authorities. So what I'm saying today and the information I want to give out is anytime you approach a track, always look and listen and make sure that your kids know. Even if, kids playing on railroad tracks, we used to do the penny squishing thing when I was a kid. I never even considered, how dangerous that was. So always just look and listen. And all of the information I gave you guys today I got from Operation Lifesaver, which is a group of railroad workers that are just trying to keep everyone safe. So feel free to go to their website and take a look if you guys are interested in any more information. Thank you.
Any questions for Christy?
That was interesting. I thought they did run on a schedule.
I do too.
I never knew what the Great Building was for.
I didn't either.
That's what it is.
I thought it was
Everyone
just
has
thought
one.
that
Electrical
people shouldn't
stuff.
go to it. That'd be dangerous.
Yeah.
So that's actually useful to know that it's there for people to alert.
And it's information that they don't give out to the public.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows that. No one knows that.
That's interesting.
Railroad is also private property. Cannot trespass on it. There's,
Yeah.
yeah. And the train, it overlaps 3 feet on both sides of the track. And you know, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, how many times you pull your car, right up to the white line?
How far
That would make you think they would
from
go
the
together.
track is, you would think, is the line?
From the track,
Yeah, because if the train overlaps 3 feet, how much further does that white line where you're supposed to stop?
15 feet.
Okay.
That one on Meridian is not 15 feet, especially because it's angled.
Yeah.
They have to be 15 feet away from the track. Then if you're a school bus, you have to turn on your
Right.
ambers, 15 to 50.
If you're hauling hazardous chemicals, you have to stop, look, and listen before you cross the Harrington Railroad track.
Yep.
Because they do not want a train hitting a hazardous chemical tanker.
That's nice to know, though, because if I ever left my car, I would have called the insurance company. I would have thought to go to the
You would probably need to after a little bit. That is, I read on there that is the, whatever the train working people, whatever they're called, that is their biggest fear, is to see a hazardous materials truck stalled on a track or a school bus. And it was pretty interesting.
I can't imagine. I'd rather hit it than the school bus.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Because you never know if they've evacuated or not.
Yeah.
So, I'm just kind of shocked. There's tons of information, that the public should know that we don't. And it's because, they don't want to, they don't want the media getting a hold of, all of the news about accidents and people being struck by trains. There was a guy who got hit by a train just out in Noble.
He was walking down the track, wasn't he?
Yeah, just like last year. And they had a little bitty blurb in the paper about it, but that was it. That would have been the perfect time to say, hey, here's some train safety, railroad crossing safety, something. But they didn't, and it's information that everyone should know, especially kids.
Yeah.
How did the accident rate compare to, say, like other vehicles? Like the number one accidental death among Americans is car accidents. How does train-related accidents compare to some of the other things that are killing Americans?
I don't know exactly, but I would say a lot less.
Yeah.
It seems like we talked about that in psychology, how often a kid was injured, or how often there was an accident, something like that. And I can't remember what the number was, but it was
A lot more than
every 180 minutes. Yeah, a lot more. So
that means there's 8 train names a day. That's a lot.
and just to